I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm getting older and I think I like it. Well, I know that I like it. And that's my very personal question for you. As you get older, how do you want to age? So if you're 20, what do you want to look like when you're 30? If you're 30, what about 40 and 50 and 60? And a lot of people share with me that they actually don't want to get older because they want to stay looking amazing and they'd rather die early than end up in a wheelchair or with a walking frame or in a hospital or in a old people's home getting old and rickety and frail and sick and diseased. Fair enough. That is my driving force and always has been. And I share very quickly, my father died of Alzheimer's in a hospice. My mother was put into a retirement village and she was getting very old very quickly because she was surrounded by old people. At 74, we pulled her out of there, got her into strength training, boxing, running on the soft sand and on the beach and living on the beach, running up and down stairs as fast as she possibly could. And everybody in my mother's family who died, well, everybody in my mother's family died under the age of 60 from a heart attack. My mother died peacefully in her sleep at 98. And I'm sharing that with you because you don't have to get old if you don't want to. We're all going to get chronologically old by the second, all of us. So whether you're 13, 33 or 103, we're all getting older. But it's the quality of life that's important, isn't it? So I'm standing outside today. This is just a fun story. It's a cross between rain and snow. It's zero, very, very cold. If you can see behind me, and you probably can't because it's very misty, but there's a snowy mountain behind me. That mountain, it takes 8-hour round trip to hike up it and back down again. Capable, very capable as an old lady of doing that. I love being out in the cold, and I've just had an ice bath, and not one that, you know, that you buy a $10,000 bath. But something happened to our water supply, so I had to have a bath with an ice bucket of water. So I poured that ice bucket of water over me, had a bath, washed my hair, shaved my legs. Easy to shave your legs when you've got that many goosebumps. And naked outside because I don't have too many neighbours. And I'm sorry about the picture, but I'm sharing that with you because usually old people don't do that kind of stuff. They're too old. And I just love being old and fit and strong and healthy and energetic and being able to do all the things that most young people can't do. And most young people think that when they're old, they won't be able to do if they're doing it now. So how do you do that? It's not about, oh, Rowie, aren't you amazing? No. And it's not some lucky thing and it's not some genetical thing. It's just Rowie decided that she wanted to stay young. What about you? Do you want to stay young or do you want to age horribly? And most people do age horribly. In fact, there's a lot of 20 and 30-year-olds that are already aging horribly. Have you noticed? So there's only two things you've got to be aware of. How fit are you and how strong are you? They're the two biomarkers. Isn't it funny that if you go to a medical professional, you go to a doctor or you have some kind of checkup, there's two things they don't test. They don't test how physically strong you are and they don't test what your max VO2 is, how fit you are. But they're the two biggest biomarkers for age. So I've got a personal question and perhaps something you can put onto your goals list. Some people would call it a bucket list. I've always wanted to be the person that could go and do whatever I wanted to do at any age physically without having to think about, could I do it? So when somebody says to me, you can't run marathon, I went and did it and I did 21 of them because I loved it. It was good fun. But I don't want anybody to say to me, you can't because. And I was told I couldn't run marathon because I was too big, because I'm a bigger person. I was also told I couldn't compete in bodybuilding because I'm too small. So I went and did that too. Just as a fun side note, in my division for that competition, there was 15 people, 15 women. And on the day of the competition, 14 of them pulled out. So I won. I got the trophy, beautiful big trophy. I won the division and was the Queensland champion in Australia. It blows my mind because I won because I showed up. Sometimes that's all you've got to do is show up. And that's the challenge, isn't it? Because a lot of people don't make it to old age. They don't show up at old age because they've died early and maybe not even died physically. They've just died mentally. They're already living as an old person. So there's a great question. Don't let, or will you let an old person move into your body? Do you have to? Of course not. You can stay young. So you've got to stay fit and you've got to stay strong. You've got to maintain your muscle, grow some more if you possibly can. And of course, if you're bloke, you can. Women, we can't grow more, but we can replace what we've lost. And get really fit and stay really fit. So if you want to do any kind of physical testing, yes, your resting heart rate's a good measure and perhaps your blood pressure, which the doctor might take. But most doctors, in fact, I've never met a doctor that's tested somebody's max VO2 or tested their strength. How many push-ups can you do or how many chin-ups can you do or how heavy can you squat? Because no one seems to care about strong muscles and bones, strong heart and lungs, strong endocrine system, strong central nervous system, so you can stay young for the rest of your life. So there's my 2 personal questions. First of all, how fit are you and how strong are you? And if you're not as fit and strong as you need to be or you want to be, all you've got to do that is get puffed and lift heavy, overload your heart and lungs, overload your muscles and bones, ligaments, tendons and joints, and you can stay young for the rest of your life. Then the next really exciting question is, when you have a fit, strong body, what do you want to be able to do? So if at any time in your life somebody says to you, let's climb the mountain, 8-hour round trip, let's go skiing for 2 weeks in Switzerland, let's go to Las Vegas for a month and dance in nightclubs every night, let's hike the best trails in the world, let's go to the South Island of New Zealand and do all the amazing tracks and bike trails and be an active, fit person for as long as you need to be. One of the fun things about living in New Zealand, particularly where I am, because the mountains are full of snow at the moment, a lot of people do a training program, a ski training program, so that they aren't sore to go skiing, so they can ski for a couple of weeks. Well, one of the beautiful things, and this is as an old lady, I can go skiing at any time. I don't train to ski. I'm just fit and strong all the time, so that the days that I go skiing, I don't get sore at all. Bike riding all day long, working in the garden, lifting rocks and logs and gravel and sand and heavy wheelbarrow, don't get sore at all, don't get tired, have a stack of energy because I'm fit and because I'm strong. So do you want to be fit and strong so you've got great quality of life? If the answer is yes, you can be. How do you do that? Get really puffed, lift really heavy, and they're not go for a walk because that doesn't get you puffed. It's not lift light weights for toning because that doesn't make you strong. You've got to overload your heart and lungs. You've got to overload your muscles and bones. That means you've got to lift heavy stuff, heavier than you can at the moment, so you're forcing your body to change, and you've got to get puffed, which forces your heart and lungs to get fit and stay fit. And the beautiful thing about your heart and lungs is the more you push them, the fitter you get. So you don't have to be unfit, old, weak and diseased as you get older. You can stay young and fit and strong as you get older. And as I always share, do you want to get older and wiser, or will you be like most people and just get older? Well, I don't want to be just older and wiser. I want to be older, wiser, fitter, stronger, healthier, more energetic, and go and do all the things that I want to do. And if I have to have a cold ice bath, I can. It's not going to kill me because I absolutely loved it and feel fantastic and I'm full of energy. May you live your life to the max. Super duper doo. How are you living your life to the max? Check out the snow. Woo!